and you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to KHM 99, your monthly radio station. I'm your host and DJ Hannah, and this is the first of hopefully many of our new show, Manic Mondays. This is going to be my kind of fresh take on a monthly favorites video. So before we get into the hits and the playlists and get grooving, let's kind of do a quick introduction for Manic Mondays. So Manic Mondays, we're going to start off in the radio booth. I just got myself a brand new DJ deck, and it's so amazing. It was very expensive. The Giggity 3000. Wicka wicka. So I decided if I'm going to spend all this money on the Giggity 3000, we might as well start our own radio show, right? So Manic Monday. It's going to be kind of like you're flipping through channels and getting like short little microdoses of all the categories that would be in a traditional like monthly favorites videos. So I wanted to kind of add like my own creative flair to it. I think it would be really fun. I want to do a shout out for smaller artists that I love. I obviously want to talk about the music I've been listening to, so that'll be like the first segment of the show. I want to do a monthly magazine spread for just kind of, what I've been up to in the past month and what are my thoughts on that, / like mostly what I'm observing. It'll be more visual. I don't know. It'll just be kind of like a culmination. Like I said, just flipping through channels, microdoses of what I'm getting into over the month and make it fun, We're going to do it my way. So let's get into it. The first segment of Manic Mondays I always want to start off with is your weekly commute. Monday through Sunday, a new song to listen to on your commute each day. So let's start with Monday. Monday, you're on your way to work. What are you listening to? Well, you are going to listen to Monkey Gone to Heaven by the Pixies. I love the Pixies. I got into them a few years ago and was like, where have you been all my life? I know they've been around forever, but I personally didn't really know anything besides Hey for so long, and I was so obsessed with them, and their voice is so sexy, and then I look up what Black Francis looks like, and he doesn't look like Roderick Heffley. So that's all I'll say on that. I'm going to keep picturing him as that, though. And I'm going to keep rocking out to Doolittle and listening to Monkey Gone to Heaven on repeat. I'm sure all my friends are sick of hearing me sing the chorus over and over and over again, but I don't care. Also, I will preface to say I know nothing about music. I don't play music. I don't know music theory, and I'm not pretentious about what I listen to. I'm not going to pretend I know people that I don't. I'm not going to pretend I like stuff that I think is meh. And I'm not going to pretend I don't like stuff that I shamelessly like. I am a Swiftie. Anyways, moving on to track 2 for Tuesday. I've been listening to so much Blood Orange over the summer. Blood Orange is so good for the summertime. And they're a newer band I've gotten into like just in the last year, and I fell for them so hard. They ended up in my top artists and my top played songs in my Spotify Wrapped last year. And they're just so easy to listen to no matter what mood I'm in, which I can't say for a lot of the music I listen to. And yeah, I just feel like they have such like a ambient summertime melody to them. My go-to song lately has been Bad Girls by them. Because the first time I heard that, I really connected with that song. I feel like as a fellow messy girl, I can just really resonate with the lyrics. And, in the song, towards the end, the singer is saying like that they look down upon the person they're singing about, but in reality, like they're no better than them. And I feel like I have met so many people like that, just like, who are you kidding? We have more in common than you want to believe we do kind of thing. I'm very much like a what you see is what you get kind of person. And some people want to kind of hide their chaos a little bit better, put a nice little ribbon on it and tuck it away. When in reality, I feel like the cleanest of clean girls, they've probably got a little bit of chaos under the skin, Maybe that's just me, maybe that's just wishful thinking, but I feel like more often than not, in my experience, there's something else going on there. Moving on. Wednesday, we're listening to Told You I'd Be With the Guys by Cherry Glazer. I told you I'd be Cherry Glazer's is one of my all-time favorite bands ever. The same with the songs on Doolittle. Like, favorite Cherry Glazer songs will resurface for me from time to time. Like, all her music lives in my brain rent-free, and finding like a new favorite song of the month by her. She's just a cool rock chick. But I told you I'd be with the guys, so that is about, it's for the pick-me girls who have found their way. So it's about, I interpret it as like a groupie, you know, hanging out with the rock stars, hanging out with the guys. And then they, you know, something happens to where they realize the guys actually aren't that great. They get hurt, you know, something like that happens. And they realize they're all alone and they don't have any girlfriends anymore. And they're saying, oh, well, you know, I've done this to myself. You know, what did I expect? Fuck. And I don't know. I like that. Thursday, we're listening to Televised Suicide by Alita. Alita is a newer artist that I got into a few years back. She doesn't have like a whole lot of music out, but she just released like her, I think it's like her second full length album, and it's very Silent Hill inspired. It's very like Japanese horror inspired, and just has a lot of really cool darkness to it. Super hyper pop, super glitchy, super like haunted. As I listen to this album more and more, my favorite song is kind of switching around, but this is the one I've been addicted to listening to as of lately. Number 5 is Girls of the Summer by John Johnson. I don't know anything else by this guy, but this song is a masterpiece when you're driving in your car that has no AC and it's nighttime and the windows are down, and I live very rurally. You're driving down these very like hauntedly beautiful back roads and your hair is blowing and you're listening to this song and it goes on forever. It's like a 10-minute song or something. It just makes me feel the feelings of people who don't like summertime. You know, people whose summertime is very lonely and isolated and it's just sticky and muggy and depressing. And you just feel like every day is kind of blending into the next, and it's very like dog days, you know? And you wish you could be one of these beautiful girls of the summer with the golden hair and all the friends and doing all these really fun summertime things. Meanwhile, you're just like laying on the couch or working at Dairy Queen or something, just, you know, going home, kicking your shoes off and repeating it over and over and over. That's my interpretation of this song. 6th song, Saturday. It's a fun one. The last one was kind of like, ooh. But 6, you know, on Saturday, it's, you know, supposed to be a fun weekend day. We got Satan's Son by iDress. This is off iDress's new album. This is an artist I've very recently got into, and I love everything they make, and I think this is like their first like major album they made. I could be wrong because I just kind of started listening to them, but it's got like features from so many different people. I think like every track has different features. The Marias is on there, Mac DeMarco's on there. This song is featuring a guy named Matt Sweeney. I don't know who that is, but yeah, lots of like really cool features on this album, and this song feels like a Western ballad, like someone is dueling you. Yeah, I don't know, it's just like fun to listen to. And number 7, it would not be a Riot Girl summer without Miss Courtney Love. We have Miss Narcissist from her, you know, like solo stuff. Who is better to debut the Lord's Day than Courtney Love? Miss Narcissist is just kind of fun, you know. It's a good song to scream, sing in your car. Anyways. Yeah, so these are your 7 songs Monday through Sunday, and here is the playlist right here. You can scan that and it will take you to the 10 songs. 3 honorable mentions are on there. So now that we have our Manic Monday monthly playlist, whew, that is a tongue twister for you Night Vale fans out there. And now, the weather.
Stay with me, I need your energy. Breathe in me, I've got to feel you, feel you, feel you. I've got to feel you, feel you, feel you. I've got to feel you, feel you.
Here we have our color combination of the month. I love a burgundy, but the green scares me. I chose this lemon lime green, something I wouldn't normally reach for, but I think the color combination works so well together. I'm trying to be a little bit more daring in my color combos. I love a dark tone. The brighter colors scare me a little bit, but when I found this dress on Depop with literally limes on it, I couldn't resist. I thought that would be the perfect piece to try out a new color combination, and I think it's very cute. Here we have some shots I've taken this month. I use an old Kodak digital camera. I've been loving it lately, just driving down back roads and taking some pictures around my hometown. Not too many awesome portraits, but just like really beautiful nature landscapes. Here's the monthly mood board. So I watched Sharp Objects this month, and it takes place in rural Missouri. I felt like I was literally watching a show about where I live, and that kind of inspired the whole thing. And here we have the burgundy and the green, and just kind of like that Midwest Gothic feel. That is what I'm channeling this month, and has been inspiring me lately. If you haven't seen Sharp Objects, go watch it. Welcome to the first issue of Manic Monday Mag, Off to the Races and the Midwest Princess. I thought this would be a really fun way to kind of be a blogger in the age of 2025. I wanted to add a journalistic approach to recapping my month, and this is very inspired by the Instagram account Life with Liz. She does a Monday mag, but hers are more of a mood board series, whereas mine is like actually a magazine spread I want to make every month. So let's get into it. Everything is romantic. I'll elaborate on this more in a Substack post eventually, but despite the ongoing joke of lonification and the romanticization of poverty, for a lot of us, she resonates so strongly because there is something in her art that is already in us. For me and for so many others, she was singing about my reality, where I grew up, and the world I saw around me. Her music taught me how to see beauty in the mundane and the rural communities I grew up resenting, totally owning it and finding a way to romanticize it. And so, in time, I began embracing all of the white trash I'd have turned my nose up to as a kid, dreaming of New York City. And now summers are for being a Midwest princess. Most recently, finally going to my local dirt track races. Racetrack baddies, a niche of its own. When you're in LA for a Midwest 10, but a racetrack 7, I thought I would be hot shit in my cute little outfit at the racetrack, but I was definitely outmatched by Carly Bobby MILFs and just effortless backwoods Barbies. So I saw this really hot MILF at the racetrack. I had to snipe a picture of her, but the tramp stamps, there was a lot of them there. But this one, peeking out of the white baby tee, so cute. Then I saw this girl wearing a strapless camo dress that looked very similar to this with a black bedazzled racing hat, killing it. And then I saw a girl in a very similar outfit to this. It was like a Harley Harlot tee tucked into a sports bra so it would be cropped. She was walking around in Spanx, and then like everyone who was younger, like 20s to teenagers, had this hairstyle, like the half up with the big bow. Amazing. Like, it's just a whole different type of aesthetic there, and I was loving observing it. Float trip chic. the breakdown of being a Midwest princess. Wet, hot, and humid. Float trips, a staple Missouri summer staycation, because who needs a pool when you've got an inner tube and a river? Missouri's rivers are the greatest relief for the Midwest's unforgiving humidity and 90-plus degree summers. All along Missouri, you can find campgrounds offering shuttles to take you, your friends, and a cooler full of beer to a river access, where you will then find the tube, kayak, or raft you rented, and literally float down a river for hours, like all day. Probably getting wasted and making friends with plenty of rednecks along the way. And you're showboating, of course. You have totems on your float, you have megaphones, you've got a floating speaker blaring, and you better find a way to look as hot as it is outside. Here is my breakdown on how to be the Midwest princess of the river this year. So first of all, you have to have a bikini that shows your personal style. This is my Underbite Girl swimsuit that I waited for pre-order open up on, just so I could have an amazing swimsuit this summer. I always struggle with swimwear reflecting my personal style. This is it, guys. This is the one. Low-waisted, pleated spandex skirt and a waist chain. Any kind of like swim skirt, super cute. Sexy breathable cap to keep the sun off. Water shoes, obviously, for the rocky riverbeds. This is some AliExpress hair jewelry. Any kind of hair jewelry just to maximize the look. Like, the less clothes you have on, you can compensate with accessories. Then waterproof or staining makeup for sun-kissed looks without actually getting sun-kissed. On my float trip, I did get sunburnt, unfortunately. But the goal is to look like you got sun without getting the sun. So I love the Wet n Wild breakup proof liner, the Milk jelly blush stick. That shit stays on, it will stain your skin. And the Amazon freckle pins surprisingly hold up in water very well. So this is my float trip chic look. Steal it, wear it, love it. And last but not least, for our Manic Monday mag, we have a recap of our monthly Depop snags. So I absolutely love the Korean fashion trend where people are wearing these black, boxy, like almost kind of cropped, short sleeve button-up shirts. And I feel like everybody has one except me, until now. And then I actually reunited myself with a piece from the past. I owned these ruffle Brandy Melville sweat shorts in gray, like back in high school when they were still sold in PacSun. And they were some of my favorite shorts I ever owned, and then I spilled paint all over them in college. So I finally rebought them in black for the summertime this year, and I'm so glad I decided to buy them again because they're just so flattering and so comfy, and I never stopped thinking about them, so it's about time. The next one is my favorite. This amazing ringer style crew neck. It's got Smoky Mountains, deer graphic, and then like the cuffs and the collar are burgundy, forest green, and beige striped. Like, this is gonna be the staple piece in the fall. It is so cute. Next, I have another very basic piece that I normally would never gravitate towards because I just wouldn't think of styling it, but I've been seeing so many cute outfits with just like a checkered dad button-up shirt. Like, this is something my dad like always wears, but this is actually a Tony Hawk Boys shirt that I bought, and it's burgundy and gingham, and yeah, I just think this paired with like a long skirt or like some cargo shorts or cargo pants, like kind of creates like this cool skater style edge that I think people have gotten like really creative with styling and actually looks really cute. And then I got this I bought them separately, but they match perfectly, like denim pleated skirt and denim vest. I don't know. I think it's really cute. Like, it's such a classic little two-piece suit, and I live in the country, so I don't know. I'm just feeling the vibes here. But yeah, this is everything I bought in the last month off Depop, and I'm very excited to style some of it that I haven't gotten around to wearing yet. But that is it. Thank you for tuning in to Manic Mondays. I will see you next month.